Hey guys, you join me here, Snow86, and we're back on Ladyhill. So today, very simply, we are in mid-January, and things are working away nicely on the farm. We won't complain. Still have a nice little bit of hay storage. We should be okay on that count. We have emptied this pit, but I was expecting that to happen. I think it happened December 3rd. So we're into the other pit. So we should have enough silage to carry us through till we start cutting grass again, which will be 2 3 months, about 3 months time. So that would take us into Aprilish, which will be our first cut of grass. So that's where we are there on the farm. Now we're just going to quickly jump up on the drone, and we'll point it this way just to keep the suspense going. Up we go. So we have our cattle shed there, and as you can see, not as many cows in there as there used to previously be, and there we're into our silage pit, and the reason is, there we go guys. So we've managed to squeeze in 2 new sheds into this area. So the plan was to keep the track that was running down to the field originally. Unfortunately that had to go, so we ended up filling in this entire area, and you can see the gate, the fence there. It's a lot of silage pushed out in there. And we now have this new track running around here. So this track now will get us down into that field, so when we need to cut grass and stuff, we can get down there. It also gives us easy access to the big field here, which is soybeans, not soybeans, canola. So it gives us easy access into that as well. And we've gained an extra bit of storage, which is sweet. This shed I think cost us 9,000, and this one here cost 100. So all in all, I think we did pretty well out of that deal, guys. So we'll get back to where we were, and we'll drop down. We'll get the drone down again, and we're back. So we'll run around and we'll just show you quickly what's going on there. And yeah, we've left a nice wide entrance in here. Should work out in our favor for the likes of combine and stuff coming through. Header trailer, grain trailers, things like that should work out pretty well. Our straw storage or even supply is starting to thin out fairly dramatically, so I think we're going to run out of straw pretty soon. So we'll keep working away in it, but we will keep back maybe 6 bales there just to keep for bedding. Because we are not going to be moving cattle out into the pasture anymore, as our pastures are gone now, and one is going to be used for cutting grass this year. And yeah, this one is gone back to being an arable field. So on that news, if we run back up around here, it's a bit of a steep swing into the yard, but it works. We have this fine lump of storage here, so at the moment we've parked a tanker there, tanker that we've never actually used, but we will be shortly. That's the plan, because every animal in this shed, guys, is pregnant. So we have, I think it's 40 animals in here, and they are all pregnant. So that is a sweet deal. Um, Once they reproduce, we'll have calves, and they'll be starting to spit out milk from there. So we've picked the best, well, the best at the time that were all pregnant, and moved them across here. So that's where we're working with there. And if we jump over here to the ones we've left here, we left Eco the bull here, and we left a few more animals. Now some have been impregnated since, but I think I have about maybe 5 or 6 that have low fertility, and I don't think will ever go to calf. Or at least they're not going to go to calf this year. So I'm thinking we might sell those 5 or 6 just to move them on. They're not going to be any good for us in what we're doing. Their fertility is too low, so we're just going to load them up, get them sold, and that'll take care of that issue. We could then probably split it so that we have all the jerseys here, and we might move the Holsteins then down into this shed. So we'll keep kind of a fairly even split going forward, and it'll be interesting to see what the jerseys do, considering we had him with a Frisian bull, so or Holstein bull. We'll call it Frisian going forward, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see what calf they give. So it'll be a mix of a Jersey Frisian, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, that's where we are, guys. So with that said, I think we're going to load up a few get them sold, or we'll sell them directly from the yard. Maybe it might be easier. This pile of manure as well, we must load it up and take it down to the BGA. It needs to be sold off as well to keep the digestive running. But all in all, I think we're working out pretty well now. We're chewing through the feed because we're actually kind of feeding two pins. Excuse me. We're feeding two pins kind of at the same quantity every day, so it's a load into two pins. So yeah, we're still kind of burning through the feed, but it's, as I say, mid-January, so by the time we're back in the next one, we'll probably be early March, maybe late March, and that will give us ample opportunity then to start working on grass work. We'll have seeding work coming up, so it'll all kick off again. And there is our brand new harvester as well, sitting proudly in the shed with its header. So that's what we have. She's not as fast, she's not maybe as fancy as what we had, but by us trading out and trading down, which is normally something we try not to do, we've managed to kick the farm into another gear. So we gained the storage and we've gained the cattle shed there at the back. So, and handily that cattle shed links into that manure pile, so it all works out pretty well. So that's where we are, guys. The changes on the farm have happened, and yeah. Ooh, one more change. I just see it in the back here. We've swapped out our spreader and we've gone for a sprayer instead. So this now has pulse with modulation on it. Cost us 50 odd thousand, so it did. Now we sold the sprayer for 50 and this cost 56 or 58, I think. So we did lose a little bit, but I think in the long run that will probably work out better for a more uniform application across fields, which will give us a better resulting yield. At least that's the plan in my head anyway, guys. So that's where we are. Nothing else has changed in the farm, and as I say, we'll just crack on now. We're going to load up this manure, get it down to the BGA, get it loaded in there, and yeah, I think it's kind of again a bit of a slowish day, so days will pass here now pretty quick, but yeah, that's where we are, guys. So I won't waste any more time waffling. That is the big changes on the farm, and I'll be back here in a minute, and it'll either be today or tomorrow, but we will be loading up the manure, getting rid of it, and yeah, we'll see what else we need to do on the farm then while we're in that scenario. So I'll see you here shortly, guys. So as we pull out the yard, we're literally heading up for the BGA. We have 14 and a bit thousand litres of manure on board, so we're just going to straight down to the BGA, get this sold into it, or get it loaded into it. Now I did change the working type on the last load to selling, and it didn't store any digestive, which is a little bit annoying. I think we had about 22 or 23,000 litres gone down there, so we lost out on that. But that was my mistake because I was just checking to see what the different things were, and yeah, that is my mistake. So we're going to go back to storing, so we'll still get the money for selling the energy and other things, but we do then get to keep the digestate for ourselves, so that's more important to me because it'll ease the pressure on our slurry tanks. Yeah, which is really probably where we should be concentrating on, because the more we can use our slurry and digestate throughout the year, the cheaper our running costs are. And at the moment it is all about cheap running costs, guys. So we'll head to the BGA. It's just down here, not too far, but it's just a little bit in the road, and in fact you can see the tanks there in front of us. So yeah, nice changes on the farm. We're pretty excited. Cattle shed on the way, or cattle shed up and standing, and we had enough money left over that we decided we'd stick in another storage area. For me that was, won't say it was critical, but I think it just completes that section of the yard nicely, so that's what we did, and yeah, I'm happy with it. So we'll have extra space there for hay storage, straw storage if we need it, and yeah, we can really start kind of stockpiling stuff on the farm there now. It also helps get a few things out of the elements, so you know, it's, in my mind, it's a win-win. So we'll just whip ourselves around here now and get ourselves back into the digestive area, which is somewhere like that. Somewhere there is probably good enough. We'll just tip our load of manure out here and the boys will sort it out for us. And that is us empty. So nice and simple, and yeah, we'll head back to the farm. So I don't think we've too many more exciting things planned. Oh my god, every time I go in cab I clip a gate or a bush or something, and that's not going to let me go, is it? Oh my god. Wow, we really pinched that gate, didn't we? So we'll just have to give that the old universal nudge. Not sure how it got so stuck, but it did. And it seems to be every time we go in cab and we're recording. I could drive that 100 times when I'm not recording, and I don't think I'd ever hit it. And the minute I start recording, boom, clip a gate. It's just, I don't know. Couldn't write it, guys. You really couldn't write it. But as I was saying, we've nothing too much more exciting. Land might be the only opportunity now we're going to jump at in the next year to 2 years. We probably will, to be honest, jump at land. If we start making good money, we'll start investing in land. We can definitely make ourselves busier. There's plenty of days where we'll be in windows for either planting or stuff, but we don't have the fields to plant or fields to work. So don't you cross that road. So yeah, I think land is probably where we're going to concentrate our efforts next. So we'll get back on the road here, back to the farm. And yeah, as I say, it's kind of slow and steady at this time, so nothing too exciting going on. So we'll jump out here and yeah, I'll come back. It could be a case we might be just feeding cattle. As I say, we do need to sell those 5 or 6 that are probably never going to go into calf. And then we'll sort out the cattle, so we split the Jerseys and the Friesians. And yeah, at some stage then we might even look at investing in a Jersey bull, but for now we won't. We're pretty happy with the one bull. He's a good bull. Want to kind of see what he does, I suppose, with the Jerseys before we make that decision. So yeah, I will be back here in a little bit, guys, and I'd imagine we'll have sold bulls and stuff, and we'll probably just be feeding cattle. Probably nothing too exciting, but it is what it is. So I'll see you all in a short little second. So as expected, guys, nothing overly exciting. We are back on the 3rd of January, so we're at the end of January here. And we are just going to make a quick ration mix for our animals. Yeah, as I say, January is just a slow old month, so we'll 2 buckets of silage, which will bring us up to roughly just over 12,000 litres, and then we split a hay bale and we split a straw bale to make up the other bit. Not quite a full mix, but it is what it is, and we won't complain too much. The cows never seem to complain, so why should we? Now we have sold the animals that I don't think we're ever going to reproduce, so we have moved them on. So we made, I think, 8,500 from that. Obviously we lost a little bit because we didn't sell it ourselves, but it is what it is. We won't complain too much. So we're just going to tip this in here again, and then we switch to the bucket, or the forks even. And the question is, where did I leave the forks? I think they're down by the straw. So yeah, that's where we are, guys, and you can see our pile of manure is already growing again. So that is boding well for the future for us. The quicker our manure grows back, the more we can get rid of it to the BGA, and the more we do that, the more digestive we manage to create for ourselves. So all good. Yep, so there's our forks glistening in the sunshine, and yeah, I think this will kind of wrap up January for us anyway, definitely, guys. After this, I'm trying to think, what do we have to do? I don't think there's a whole pile going on after this, to be honest. it's probably just kind of rinse and repeat of feeding cattle and tending to them to make sure we have a healthy stock. But we have split them now, so all they're actually brown Swiss, I call them jerseys, are now landed here in this side, and on the other side with it. It's a bit awkward, but anyway, it's doing it. So we're going to go for 50% or close enough to 50%. We're actually a little bit over there, so we can scale back on the hay maybe just a fraction, just to even it up on the next load. But yeah, we'll store this bale back down in its spot, and we'll land the old hay bale on top then, so the next mix we can just pick the two up, dump them in, and away we go. So it's fairly straightforward. There we go, fell off, handy. So yeah, let's shoot up around to where we store the hay. Now the only thing with this new shed is I might move all my hay and straw down here, because it is a nuisance to have to, as you now see, we're going to drive all the way around the yard just to pick up a couple of bales. So it's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. So for now it's working, but if there's a way to improve the run of our farm, we might look at doing that, and that could be a case of using the new shed down by the the new cow shed, even this shed that we're coming to now. And where am I going? Yeah, so if we use that shed for the straw and hay storage, we might work out a little bit better, but yeah, we'll see how it kind of goes. We'll play it by ear. We're not under too much pressure. So and there we go. We'll now tip in about 50, or well, 47, 48%. There we go. We did a little bit more, and we have a mix. So now we can park this off down here, and I think it's just the jerseys we need to feed today. I think the Holsteins should have enough for the short term, and the reason we've left the Holsteins in the bigger shed is I imagine they're going to be slightly better at producing milk. This is the theory in my head. It's kind of how it would work in what I would like to say is the real world. So yeah, so we'll just lower down and have ourselves prepared for next day. So we'll run around here and jump into our tractor with the wagon on, and yeah, we'll get it done. So these only have 13,000, whether the Holsteins have 25,000 litres of feed, so they're in a much better spot. Come on. Oh, the tip side on the wrong side. I was wondering why I couldn't unload. We were tipping out the other side earlier. Just the way it worked. So that is us, guys. We do need to fill this tractor with diesel as well at some stage, but again, we're okay for now, because we're not clocking up huge hours or anything like that. And we did recently service it over the winter, so that was another job ticked off the list. So we'll abandon that there, leave it on, because I can't see us doing much else with it, guys. So that's us, I think, done. So pretty excited. New sheds in play down around here. And the slurry point for the shed is just there, so we should be able to back in around and do a thing with slurry. The only thing concerns me about potentially putting the hay in here is it might get consumed in the feed trigger. So yeah, we'll have to see. The straw shouldn't, so we might move the hay into this area. Or even if we were clever, oh, we can't get rid of that shed. I was going to say if we were clever, we could put a shed there to there, and that would have done for hay, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. So yeah, we'll just have to figure it out as we go, guys. So for now, I'm going to leave it here. This has been another episode on Ladyhill, and not as eventful as previous ones, but hey, the winter is nearly upon us, or nearly over even. So yeah, we are getting it done and getting through it. So guys, I should be back, I would want to say in spring, so as I say maybe March. We'll probably jump that far because I don't think much is going to happen. If it does, I'll jump in and show us, but if it's just a case of tending to animals, we'll just crack on, get it done, and we'll be back here then for the more exciting life that is the fieldwork side of life. So until then guys, as always, I've been Snowman86, this has been Ladyhill, and until next time guys, we'll see you all again. Take care.